Bye. And welcome back to Carmicast. This is episode 6. We took a long break due to the weather. Had a few guest cancellations and had some employees sick, but we are back at it. Today's episode is sponsored by AMC Wealth Management with Adam Cross. And my guests today are Justin James.
What up?
Robin Haught.
Hello.
Tammy Coale.
Hello.
And Becky Wheeler.
Hello.
How is everybody?
Good.
So did we do anything fun in the snow? Probably not.
No. Nope.
We took my kids sledding. It was kind of funny because we didn't have any sleds at the house, and somebody, the Lamps up here across the street. What's the name of the store?
Courtyard?
No, is it Judy Lamp?
Judy Lamp.
Judy Lamp store. Somebody in their household, I guess, went to Owensboro and bought a ton of sleds and announced it on Facebook, and I bet you they sold out in a couple hours.
Wow.
It was funny because my neighbor texted me and said, my mom's going to buy some sleds. Do you want any? I knew you were needing some. I was like, yeah, save me 2 of them. So he swung by the house. I gave him the money for him, and as soon as he left, my wife texted me and said, hey, you need to go pick up 2 sleds at Lamps uptown. So we almost ended up with 4 sleds, but by the time I got there, she was almost sold out. So, matter of fact, pull up the video of Finley going down the... I remember this being so much fun.
Where's that hill at?
This is at Burroughs Woods. We started out at the entrance, but they were flying down it and shooting across the road. Of course, there's cars coming, so we decided to go on the backside of Burroughs Woods. And when we got there was no tracks. So after going, down the hill several times, they got it mashed down, but they had a lot of fun. And then,
I think I saw another video of Huck sliding down, and he was face first.
Yeah, he was laying. Yeah, just had his head down like he was taking a nap.
Yeah,
head down.
Leave it to Huck.
Oh yeah, but our neighbor and all their kids went with us. They've got 3 boys, and then one of my employees showed up with her boys. Well, you know how it is. The adults kind of start saying, "Well, let's try this, let's try that." So we had them. They had 3 longer sleds that you could get your whole body on. I was like, how about you 3 boys all lay down the line, hold each other's ankles, and go down as a train. You know how it is.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
But I don't know. I remember when I was in school that I could not wait for it to snow because I knew they were going to cancel school and we would go sled. Mm-hmm. Infield used to shut what we called the big hill down.
Yep.
Fire department would show up.
Jennifer has lots of stories about that.
Oh, yeah. They would hose the road down on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Just
all
make
the people living on the hill didn't care, and they'd have a barrel up there with wood in it to, they'd light it on fire to keep everybody warm. And it when I was little, it seemed like hundreds of kids. I'm sure it was more like dozens.
And it didn't matter if you had a sled.
No.
Car hoods, you name it, anything that would go down a hill.
Yeah. Speaking of car hood, pull that one up. So I borrowed this from Kurt Cleveland. But this is the best way to go sledding, mainly because you can sit in the truck in the heat. Yep. You got a cup holder there, and the kids just take turns hopping on the hood, and away they go.
No walking up a hill.
Who was that again?
So on the sled right now, I think is Finley and Brecken on the right. That's Brecken Buttrey, and then Brad Chapman sitting on there with him. But it was a great night.
Surely not Brad Chapman.
Oh yeah. Of course, Nicole and his kids, or Nicole, his wife, and his 2 kids got on there a bunch, but it was a perfect night because it wasn't so cold, But I don't know. That's the way to go sledding.
Is that a road?
Yeah, that is. It's over by the section, but the country roads had already melted, so it was. That was the gravel roads were better because they were still iced over. But I don't know. It's pretty neat. I miss those days back when all you had to worry about was just going sledding.
I don't sled. That's testing out your health insurance. That's true. Adults. We don't need to be sledding.
No.
No.
It's all fun
Especially
watching
you.
the kids. That's true. Yeah. But it's all fun watching the kids until like the adults. Oh, hey, let's try that. Let's try do this. No, don't do it.
The sledding was fun. I went down the hill once, but then you got to grab your sled and make it back to the top of the hill.
Exactly.
So as soon as I got back to the top of the hill, I'm like, yeah, I'm done.
I'd never been sledding. We went to Paoli Peaks a few weeks ago. I'd never been sledding down that. Holy
You can sled down those?
Oh my gosh! No, they've got a sled area that is tubes.
Really?
They have inner tubes. You go. Oh my gosh!
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and it's like they have like rubber things at the end to stop you, or you're going to go off into a slope.
Oh, I'm sure.
Do they have something that will haul you back up the hill?
Yes,
That's
yes.
That's
They
I do it all day
Had
then.
an escalator type thing, like you just go up like almost look like a coal mine belt that you pull your tube with you, and you stand on it, and it takes you back up to the
Now
top.
that's awesome.
Yeah, no walking.
And it wasn't bad.
No.
I mean, it was like $30, something like that, for a couple hours. It wasn't bad at all.
Hey, if the Carmi Christmas elves are listening, maybe that's an idea for them to do next winter.
Where could we even do that at?
I don't know. Where's a great big hill in Carmi that you can shut down?
Burls Woods, I guess.
Woods.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's the only one I know of.
We've got some coal conveyor belts, I'd say, that aren't being used right now. We could probably go
Yeah,
over to the old
that's
place.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so another thing that always happens at my household anyway, when I get snowed in, is I always try to watch them. I don't get a lot of time to watch movies. I'm more into TV shows. Anybody watch any good movies while they were snowed in? No?
No, I wasn't snowed in.
Well, I watched one called Greenland.
I heard
Seen
about that.
it. It's good.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
With, what's
Don't know
his
his
name?
name.
Gerard Butler.
Yeah, Gerard Butler.
yeah.
And it is, if anybody's looking for a good movie, watch Greenland.
Yeah.
Because it is phenomenal.
Kind of makes you think.
Yeah.
They know
Okay,
a little.
without spoiling it, what's it about?
So the premise is they announce that an asteroid is headed towards Earth and it's a planet killer.
Oh, is this the where they got to
Well,
get
no.
to the cave or
Now,
something?
Yes.
they
I saw the advertising.
They announced that there's an asteroid coming close to the Earth that people can watch. You
At
kinda-
first, yeah.
It's kind of a spoiler saying that. But I
Yeah.
guess that's what the whole movie's about, though, so it doesn't matter.
But it's more about how
The preview
how-
would spoil it for that.
It's more about how human beings would behave if they know the end is near, and it gets pretty chaotic.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The effects are really good in it.
Yes. Really good.
So you liked it too?
Yes. Really good.
And if you like it, it must
Yeah.
be good.
Yeah. Because I griped when David said we're going to watch this movie.
You cried?
Griped.
Oh.
Complained.
I thought you said you
And
cried.
he did really good. So.
She is picky.
Yeah. Good job, David.
Surely not.
Yes.
Not Becky.
Yes.
I know. It's shocking.
It's I don't know. It's a really good movie, and the ladies love Gerard Butler anyway. So
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know
Hey, the
who
fellas-
is this guy.
you don't know Gerard Butler?
It's the guy from. Did
No.
you ever see the movie 300?
No.
Like the Spartan
I
movie?
don't watch a lot of movies.
Olympus Has Fallen.
Nope. Yes. Wait. I don't know. I think
Morgan
maybe.
Freeman's in that one.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one, but I don't remember Gerard Butler.
He's the
He's
main
in
guy.
That meme on Facebook that says it's going to be biblical. Do you
Yeah.
know what I'm talking
Oh,
seen
okay.
them.
I've seen that one. I'm with you on memes. I don't watch movies.
He has an accent. Where is he from?
I think Scottish or one of those.
Yugoslavia. It's Yugoslavian.
You don't even know who he is. We just had to
Give me an
explain him to
accent.
you for 5 minutes. And
But he knows where he's from, though. Yeah. One quick thing I want to bring up. My brother is an Illinois State Trooper, and I think this was last week. One of the guys on his unit got struck in his automobile on the side of the road. It's been all over the news. So I want to bring to everybody's attention Scott's Law. All Scott's Law is it's basically the move over law, and all that is saying is that it mandates that when you're approaching any emergency vehicle stopped along the roadway, so this could be an ambulance, it could be a police officer, it could be a fire truck, you're supposed to proceed with caution, reduce speed, change lanes if possible. The reason it's called Scott's Law is because a Chicago fire lieutenant, his name was Scott Gillen, this was December 23rd, 2000. He was responding to a traffic accident and was struck and killed. So just to give you an idea, I mean, a lot of people would think, well, this doesn't happen that often. In 2019, 27 Illinois State Troopers' automobiles were struck by people driving down the road, either on their phone, not paying attention, not moving over. In 2020, there was only 15, so we got a little better going from 2019 to 2020. But already this year in 2021, we've had 10 troopers struck on the side of the road. So
In 60 days, pretty much.
yes,
Yeah.
So we're not on track to have a good year. So let's just keep that in mind.
And if you've ever seen the photos that they post on these things, it's not just a bumper tap.
No.
These things are caved into the back seat, basically. You can imagine a car going 50, 60, 70 mile an hour hitting a stopped vehicle.
Yeah. And this trooper had his car stopped. He was assisting an accident. So he was back, away from the accident, up the road a ways, had his car on the side of the road with his cherries and blueberries going, and even had road flares behind him. And this person, luckily there was a off-duty cop following this vehicle, and he said he never hit his brakes. Just plowed into him, and he's still in the hospital, critical condition, and has been in a coma the entire time. So let's slow down, people. When you see police officers or any flashing lights on the side of the road, let's slow it down.
And this is your PSA for the day.
And let me just back up a little bit to the start of this conversation. Thank you to all the law enforcement officers out there, your brother
Yes.
and everybody else
Yes.
that's putting up with the nonsense right now
Yes.
and keeping on and doing the job.
Yeah.
So
Carmicast definitely backs the blue.
We
I would
all
say.
back the blue
Yeah.
down here.
Which I don't get this whole defund the police thing, but we're not even going to get into that, or I'll start getting angry.
we'll be throwing chairs.
Right.
We'll be bleeping here in a minute.
Hey, on a brighter note, though, the Mars Perseverance landed.
It did.
Dude,
Flawlessly.
the videos. Have you seen the 3D pictures of this thing that they've got out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing, really. So this thing, as it's coming into the atmosphere, essentially has a heat shield. I guess it's traveling so fast that it'd burn up without that heat shield. So
Kind of like me running.
that's right.
All right.
So to slow that thing down,
It's your windbreaker.
it deployed a parachute for drag. Well, once that parachute deploys, that thing is automated to kick off its heat shield to lower the weight of it. So after that, what's that?
Ooh, I see where we're going here.
Yeah. So then after that, let's see what happens next. So,
The helicopter thing comes
well,
out, right?
no, essentially this thing's like it's almost like a landing module that is holding the rover.
Oh, yeah.
But
That's
since the rocket's on it, they can't let it get too close to the ground or it would damage the rover. So it lowers the rover on some sort of, I don't want to call it a string, but some sort of support ropes or chains. And then it sets that thing on Mars, and then that thing flies off so that it doesn't disturb the rover. How crazy is that? And all that was done, it takes 14 minutes for the signal to get from Mars to Earth. So every bit of that was done with AI, artificial intelligence. It was
That's nuts. It's just like when
it's all programmed to do all that.
the whole SpaceX thing. When they launched the rocket here, I went totally.
Where the one that they
to be
landed
honest,
back,
but- huh?
that they landed it back on the ground. Is that the one you're talking about?
No, just the whole when they sent the astronauts to the space station and everything. It's just
Oh,
how
yeah.
they can.
Oh yeah.
Just the technology and people's got their own opinion. I'm an Elon Musk fan. I like SpaceX. We've been to NASA just last year.
That would be fun.
I love it.
You actually went to NASA?
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be cool.
yeah. We actually went and they were getting ready. They were supposed to launch some satellites, some SpaceX satellites, and it got scrubbed. So we ended up staying. That was a Friday. We ended up staying an extra night, and they're like, "Well, what do you want to do today?" I was like,
Go see
"We're going to NASA." So we drove about an hour and a half. We were in Orlando. We drove about an hour and a half or 2 hours down to NASA, and we got there. You pull up to the gate. Big, security's out of the world and everything. Big, huge rolling display board and everything like that. We got there like an hour and 10 minutes before it launches, and it said the launch is scrubbed for today. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Did you see
it was
that
still worth it. Sorry. There's a microphone in front of me.
They announced the internet from SpaceX too.
Yes.
You see that, the Starlink?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's available in our area already.
In late 2021.
It needs to be because
Yeah.
it's pretty bad.
And I think it's like,
It's $500 to get all the equipment.
right. And then like 99 bucks a month.
And it's also
Heck, we're paying 70 something for Frontier. I'd
Well,
rather
and
pay
it's a gig.
$20 more, and get,
gig speed internet
yeah,
too.
exactly.
Yeah,
I'm for it.
I'm gonna scrap our internet up here and get
Space
that.
Link all the way.
Yeah.
What do you
do
do
it.
if it's cloudy?
It's kind of like what
I don't know.
Well, it's just
Same thing-
what about
same
your
thing the
satellite
solar
TV?
panels are
What
doing
about
in
your
Texas.
solar TV or your satellite TV. It's cloudy. You
It
get
screws up,
signal
too.
from that.
It
I don't
screws up
think
sometimes too,
I don't
though.
think how it was, clouds aren't going to do nothing. Now, a heavy rainstorm. I was all about it, and I was like, let's do it. Jennifer's like, what if it rains? I'm like, shit. I don't know.
I remember whenever SpaceX first landed their boosters, where they returned and landed, I jumped up and cheered when I seen it.
It's crazy.
I thought it was in reverse.
Yeah.
It looked really crazy.
Didn't they just miss one, though?
They've missed. I think they've missed several.
Completely missed. Yeah. It's a boat with like a trampoline out on it, and they catch it in the middle of the ocean. They catch the rockets.
Yeah.
That's some cool stuff.
They send that thing miles up in the air, and then it's got to land on a little 50-foot boat. So
they have one of them that has done it 5 times, though.
I have trouble hitting a toilet sometimes, let alone a boat out in the middle of the ocean. Dan, you're supposed to laugh at that.
Anyways.
One thing I thought was cool about this Mars Perseverance thing is they actually have, for the first time, sent a little drone, like a helicopter drone, on Mars now. I don't know if it's true. I think maybe you told me this. So this thing's going to take samples in a delta basically an ancient lake, and they're looking for life in that lake. But to retrieve the samples, this drone's going to fly them up into the outer atmosphere, and then they're going to fly by and
catch it.
I think that was
samples up.
I don't know if they're 100% on that, but what I was reading was that was their idea. They wanted to use that drone mainly to be able to take aerial photos, though. But they're because they're not going to be able to get the samples until like 2028
when they go back.
So they're thinking that might be faster than them trying to go and land, pick the samples up, and then come back. They're thinking that they can just swing by and grab them and not have to deal with the atmosphere. And
it sounds so simple.
Trip.
Swing by and grab them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be that simple.
So on the same lines, did you see just the other day the astronaut, I don't remember his name, but actually the first time in history he untethered away from...
I saw the pictures of it.
Because when they do spacewalks, they're always tethered.
Yeah, nothing. All he had on was his jet pack and everything. He was putting his entire existence in the trust that the thing was going to work. No ropes, no strings. He just let go.
Yeah.
Do they wear diapers, you think?
I hope.
I'd crap my pants without a tether.
I would need... Yeah. They would need a wheelbarrow.
And it's not like he was 10 feet
Becky?
away. He was like 500 or 600
was.
feet away from the spaceship.
How'd he get back to it?
He had a little jetpack that just had
That's what he was
like,
testing. That's the only thing that could get him back was this untested first time in the world jetpack thing.
My luck, they would have forgot to fill it up.
The batteries would be dead or something.
Yeah.
Solar flare.
Yeah.
So another thing I find weird about this whole Perseverance deal is if they do find life in that delta, it's just going to cause more questions. NASA's good at coming up with more questions. So if it's DNA-based, that's going to freak everybody out. And if it's not DNA-based, it's going to freak everybody out. Either way, there's going to be tons of questions.
Yeah.
If it's DNA-based, I mean, what does that mean for us? Does that mean we've accidentally seeded it or it seeded us?
But how do you know? I mean, think about it.
Or does it mean that all life everywhere out there is going to be DNA-based?
Okay, so, and what kind of DNA is it? Because the space station, everything jets its poop off whenever they use those, like sanitation. So what if it landed on Mars?
How funny would it be if the first thing the rover scooped up was human shit?
I'm saying
good.
DNA.
Hey, it could happen.
That's not a meteorite. That's a big poop ball. Isn't that Joe Dirt?
How about your buddy Tiger Woods? What in the world happened?
Oh, with his wreck?
Yeah.
Tell it.
No,
Tell it like you get old.
he had a problem with his tire. Got a hole in one.
Skylar hates these jokes.
Good God.
Skylar is a Tiger Wood fan. He doesn't like Tiger to be made fun of.
He only wants me to hit the rim shot button. That's why he said it.
I remember in college, I was bartending at a place called Chili Willie's, and this is around the time that Michael Vick's fighting the dogs, and these professional sports players are shooting guns and clubs and carrying weapons everywhere. I mean, it seemed like every other week a rich sports person was getting arrested for something dumb, and it just aggravated me. I remember telling all my customers one day, I said, this is why you're never going to see you'll never see Tiger Woods on the news for doing anything dumb. And then, of course, it wasn't long after that's when his wife chased him out with the golf club, and he trashed his vehicle. And I think, was he drinking?
Yeah. Yeah,
big time.
yeah, he'd been drinking a
He
couple
was doing
times, I
more
think.
than just drink.
Yeah. And then, he kind of recovers from he had a bunch of stuff pulled, I guess, what do you call them?
Sponsorships.
Bunch of sponsorships pulled. And we just almost forget about it. And then I walk out into the dining room the other day at Gotzi's, and on Fox News, Tiger Woods crashed another vehicle. Now, this I don't think was anything nefarious going on.
No, I don't really know exactly what happened. I heard Goodyear's offering him a sponsorship, though.
I just think he can't drive.
That could be, too. That could be. I haven't really
Unless he's got a
officially
three-wheel.
heard what happened. I mean, they said it was crazy, though, that this guy sat here trapped in his car. He wrecked his car, and people were running up going nuts. I guess they knew his vehicle. I don't know, but they were taking stuff that rolled out of his car, like the windshield, the glass from the car and everything. And this guy sat here trapped in his car, and people were like, oh, give me a chunk of his steering wheel or something.
There's his
And I'm
shoe,
like,
grab it.
yeah, exactly. They said it was nuts.
Oh my God, his leg's in it.
They were talking about, yeah, exactly. They were like, being a celebrity would suck because everybody's like,
from what I heard, he was having like surgeries on his legs, something like that.
because of the accident?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I didn't know maybe that caused the accident. You didn't specify. Don't give me that look.
How much money do you think he's worth?
All of it that he's got.
I can only imagine.
I don't know.
What would you do if you had that kind of money? If you had Tiger Woods money?
I would buy a bidet.
That's it.
Nice.
Yeah, first thing. That was first thing.
You can
I've
get
always wanted
bidets
to
for
try
like
those
$100.
things.
Speaking of bidet, were you telling me the Dude Wipes guys invented some sort of like...
It's a portable bidet. You can get it at Walmart.
He's a local guy.
Is that the one that you hook into the water line
Yeah.
underneath the toilet? Now
Yeah,
it
it's like
sprays up
$150
from the toilet seat? Yeah, I saw that. I want to try it.
Yeah.
Speaking of having a lot of money, if I had a lot of money, I would contact our friend and sponsor in Carmi native Adam Cross. Recently started an AMC Wealth Management. His mission is to make the investing and financial planning process as easy as possible. No paying upfront commissions or hidden fees. He's got 10 years of experience. This would be good for young people that are willing to, or that like to invest more online. Good with older folks too, because he's got the time to meet with them. If you need to get a hold of him, you would contact him at 618-384-9478 or visit the website at amcwealth.com. And again, that is our show sponsor, Carmi native Adam Cross with AMC Wealth Management.
He also has an ad on our website. If you forget any of that info, it's on the right side of our website as well.
So this next message here is for our listeners. We are collaborating, CarmiCast, Sky's View, Let's Laugh with Justin James, and Rockin' Bubbies are in the process of doing, I guess, what we're calling a super episode about Bull Island.
Had
Do you guys know what Bull Island is? You ever heard of Bull Island?
I kind of thought maybe Robin had, just
you go?
because.
Frank did.
Really?
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're looking for people that either went to the island, worked in a store that was affected by the 300,000 people that descended on the community or whatever, and we're going to shoot it almost like a documentary style. So ask him if he would be willing to come in and do a video interview, because we're going to compile them all, and I think it'd be pretty interesting. I read a book the other day. Oh, my gosh, what is the name of that guy that wrote? We should have brought the book over here, but it's called the Bull Island.
It was Dan
Rock
something,
Festival.
right?
Yeah, Dan Davis, maybe.
I think it was Dan Davis.
I think it is Dan Davis. But it's just it's a crazy story. Like I just couldn't imagine 300,000 people showing up in a community of this size.
The pictures are nuts.
Oh,
Yeah.
Of this. I never heard of this till we started talking about it a few weeks ago. I never heard of it in my life. I was like, what's Bull Island?
Yeah.
Then you guys started pulling pictures up. It's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
yeah. My neighbor Richard Chapman was one of the deputies that was stationed on the island. So him and Braden Willis are going to come in, and they're going to do a little 10-minute interview about
One of the
their
three.
stint on the. Yeah, there was only 3 of them. Basically, it was one police officer for every 100,000 people. Could you imagine?
Okay, so Becky had a question, and where was it again?
So it's on Bull Island, which is it's in White County jurisdiction. It's on the Wabash River, but the only, and I don't know if this is true at the time, Stan Williams is actually going to fly us over it so we can get some aerial footage of it. And he went to the island 3 days, so he's also going to let us interview him too. But back then, this would have been in 1972.
Yep.
The only road that accessed Bull Island was from Indiana. So it was Illinois' jurisdiction, but to drive on the island, you had to go into Indiana.
So over around New Harmony,
Yes.
Griffin
area.
Griffin.
I've probably drove past it a bunch of times and never realized what I was looking at.
Yeah.
But then when you see the pictures of the cars on the interstate, it hits you. He's like, that's there. It's like right at the rest area on I-64.
What was it? Somebody told us that they parked on the interstate and walked, and it took them 4.5 hours to walk.
To get there.
Just that's how far the cars were backed
Just
up.
because of parking. Couldn't get there.
And if you read the book, there's a Facebook group called, it's just the Bull Island Rock Festival page or something like that.
Erie
isn't it?
Pop.
Or Erie Canal Soda Pop.
Erie Canal Soda Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's compiled a bunch of stories from people, but what I thought was the most interesting was how everybody even made it to the island.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
like
just
one boat, wasn't it?
I mean,
or
well-
did they? Some people didn't even make the boat; they just swam.
Yeah,
Well, a lot of local people drove them to and from, the shore to the island.
With like John boats,
But
like
a lot of
fishing
people
boats.
made the walk all the way into Indiana and then across the road to get on there. It was nuts. You just have to stay tuned when we do the episode. But if any of you out there have any sort of Bull Island story, get a hold of us. What's the best way on our Facebook page? Probably.
Yeah, just go to our Facebook, or you can contact us at contact@carmicast.com. That's our email. Facebook would probably be the easiest though. So.
It was just a drug-fueled. I mean, they had an alley that they called Alice in Wonderland Alley, and they had just drug vendors set up, and you could buy any drug imaginable.
I remember seeing a sign from one of the pictures that said $1 acid.
Yeah, $1 acid, and then you had the dude that was lacing the
Bleach.
Said he was acid and it was bleach. They were hauling people out in ambulances.
It was bleach tablets.
Yeah,
It's pretty crazy.
what a mess.
More to come.
Yeah, speaking of drugs, pull up. I want to see if you guys can spot. So I'm sitting at home the other night, and my server sends me a photo. I don't know if you guys have been into Gotzi's before, but up by the register, there is a bunch of candy on the wall, and we just have a candy bucket there, and it's kind of the honor system. If you get something that's 50 cents, you're supposed to throw 50 cents in the candy bucket. And she sends me this photo, and I said, you see anything weird in that photo?
Is that a tooth? What is that on the bottom right there?
Something brown, like a tooth.
Right down on the bottom.
That, my friends, is a doobie roach.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. So somebody reached in their pocket to pull out change and throw in the bucket and forgot they had a little doob
Dropped
in there.
in their doob.
Yeah.
They pay too. I mean,
I trade you a doobie for a piece of gum.
I always think I've seen it all until
I was actually
happens.
working this night, and I just put quarters in.
it was your doob.
No, I just put quarters in, and Maddie was working too. And I was like, this thing's getting pretty full. I feel like we should dump it. And Abby was there, and she was like, yeah, let's go ahead and count it. And we dumped it out, and that was the first thing sitting on top. Or no, it was at the bottom. And I was like, how is this even possible?
How
That's
funny is that?
funny.
so
All right,
if you're
well, we are
missing
gonna
it,
take
you know where
a-
it's at.
Oh, yeah.
We saved it, just in case.
I was gonna say, is it missing?
No, it's in a bag on the wall by the candy, and it says like, whose is this?
Yeah,
Waiting on
money
somebody to claim
only.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Owned.
Please contact the police department to,
Yeah,
to
exactly.
retrieve your belongings.
Exactly.
Well, let's take a quick break, stretch our legs, and hear from one of our sponsors, and we will be right back.
The time has come, and you're ready to pop that big question. Now what? When it comes to engagement rings, the first thought you may have is to head to Evansville, only to find yourself dealing with a pushy salesperson, a showcase full of rings every girl already has, and high prices. Hey everyone, this is Cody Gottman, owner of HD Bean Jewelers. Skip the headache and let me build you a one-of-a-kind custom engagement ring that is made right here, Main Street in Carmel, Illinois. I personally handle every custom design, so you get to work with a real jeweler, not some salesperson. Every ring is built in-house and comes full-backed with a lifetime warranty and service plan. If you're worried about financing, we do that too. Stop by the showroom anytime and let's talk engagement rings. And
we are back. Thanks for sticking with us. So what we would like to do is, or what we've been doing, is have our guests play a little game, and this is going to be something we're going to try to do like a recurring theme, I guess, and we're hoping the public could help us out with this. We're calling it What Are They Saying? And what we would like folks at home to do is videotape. It would have to be younger kids, the ones that can't talk that plain. So record them saying something, email it to us, but in the body of the email, subtitle it for us. So what we're going to do is show a video of a kid saying something. People listening, or you guys, are going to try to guess what they're saying, and then we show the video the second time with the subtitles on the video.
Okay.
So roll the intro. Let's let them see the intro first. All right, so my son Huck is 3, and this video was taken, I don't know, maybe a month and a half ago. But I'm not going to give you any context because that may give a few of the words he's saying away. So we're going to play it. You guys want something to write with, or you think you can just try to remember? Just think.
It's not too long.
Yeah, see if you can make out what in the world this kid's saying. Is Sissy the boss?
Yeah, I want to open the door. And she said no.
You wanted to open the door?
Yeah, and I opened this, and I opened this, and I opened that, and he did. Now I stopped.
Okay, go ahead and open it, buddy. Go ahead and open the door, buddy.
No, don't tell him to open it.
Oh.
Close it and make it.
Did you make any of that out? Did anybody?
The door. I heard that.
Wanted to open the door, and she said no. She
Yeah.
wouldn't let
No.
me.
Yeah.
And don't do that.
I love hearing her whisper and like,
Yeah. No, don't tell him. Don't tell him to open the door. So, long story short, my brother has a bunch of kids, 4, and we went up there here a while back, and it would be his second kid had a fairy door, and it just sticks to the wall. It opens up, plays music when it opens up, and Finley just thought that was the coolest thing ever. You like pretend that there's a fairy living in your wall. So she wanted Nammy, which would be my mom. They call her Nammy. She wanted Nammy to get her one for Christmas. Well, Mom looked and looked and looked and could not find one where the door opens. But she found one that was just, that looked like a door. So she got it for her. Well, when she opened presents, out of everything she got, she could not wait to open that one up. Of course, she gets it opened up, realizes the door doesn't open, and bawled and squalled through a fit. So, of course, Mom feels bad. We feel bad for her because she was so excited about that. And we couldn't find one anywhere. So Riley, my brother's daughter, the one that had it, was nice enough to box it up and send it to us. So we had stuck it on the wall, and Huck went over and opened the door up, and of course let the fairy out, and that's what made Finley mad. So let's see it again with the subtitles. I just think it's funny that he repeats himself a lot.
yeah.
Is Sissy the boss?
Yeah, I want to open the door. And she said no.
You wanted to open the door?
Yeah, and I opened this, and I opened this, and I opened that. He did. Now I stopped.
Okay, go ahead and open it, buddy. You can tell then he kind of forget what he's even talking about.
Yeah.
He's just rambling on.
Like, what
at
am I
this
doing
point.
again?
Yeah. Go ahead and open the door.
Oh,
Did you also
buddy.
notice the cat bolt?
No, don't.
Yeah. The cat's probably scared of him.
I was going to say, what's he done to that cat before?
Yeah, so anyway, if anybody at home has some funny videos of their kids, especially when you can't hardly understand them, send that to us if you're okay with that. Subtitle it in the text of the email for us, and we'll try to feature it on the show. All right, so let's get to what we brought all you guys in here for. So this would be, well, first let's talk about next weekend, March 8th. No, when's the comedy thing?
6th.
March 6th. So
Yep. March 6th, Higher Ground, doing the St. Jude Comedy Show. Keith Davis has ramrodded it all up and got it together, and he's done a really good job on its dinner and a show. Unfortunately, not unfortunately for him, it's sold out. So, but he's got a hold of, he's got some contacts, got some really good comedians coming in, and of course, Higher Ground, Pam, her cooking out there is amazing anyway.
Yes, it is.
But it's going to be a good time. I know he's put a lot of work into it and everything, and that's March 6th. So if you have tickets, don't forget. If you didn't get tickets, I'm sorry. Hopefully we can maybe do another one.
I was going to say, if
soon.
this goes well, maybe they'll
Yeah.
do another one, and people can, remember that when,
Right.
when it comes time for the next one.
It's went over really well. I mean, I like bands, and I like the music, and I like, benefits, fundraisers, and all that stuff, but never have we had a comedian, come around here and everything, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah, so a week after that, which would be March 13th, is the fundraiser for Scott Kittinger, and that's why we kind of brought you guys here today, so our listeners and hopefully you guys will share this with some people. The more we can get the word out for this, the better. You guys want to kind of explain what's going on?
Okay, we've got the Scott Kittinger fundraiser. It's going to be at the Elks in Carmi on Saturday, March the 13th. We have a vendor fair that's going to begin at 10 a.m. and go until 2 p.m. And then we have the live entertainment from 7 p.m. until 11:45.
So right now, do you have a list of vendors that are already coming?
Yes. The vendor fair was organized by Kendra Carter. Kendra is always willing to step in and help our group when we do fundraisers by doing what she does best, which is organizing vendor fairs. So far, we have 10 booths that are set up. We have Scentsy by Kendra Carter, Color Street by Tammy Musgraves, New Skin by Miranda Pringle, Wired Jewelry by Taylor Lane, Wreaths by Candy Mitchell, Tumblers by Lisa Cleveland, Baskets by Chris Bergla, Flower Arrangements or Gift Baskets by Steph McGill and Kimberly Weiss, Tupperware by Mary Crackle. And if you would like to set up a booth, if you're interested, contact Kendra Carter and she can put you on the list for it.
I think the best way to get hold of her is on Facebook, I think we decided.
Yes.
Yeah.
The event page has Kendra's information on it, how to get a hold of her.
And the vendor fair is going to be in the
Elks itself, at the whole
inside,
area.
Okay,
Yeah.
inside the building.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And the vendor fair starts at what time?
10 a.m. till 2 p.m.
Okay. This is going to be an all-day affair.
All day
Yes.
affair.
Yeah.
It's going to be a Scott Kittinger day.
Nice. You know what I like about this? How many times do you think Scott played
Right.
for a benefit?
Right.
Many.
Tons.
A bunch.
Right.
So
He's donated his time over the years, so it's
Yeah.
our time to help.
that's right.
our
Give
family.
back to him.
So after the vendor fair, then what do we got going on?
Then the next thing is actually the live entertainment will start at 7, but then the food people will be there also to set up for the food.
So who's the food people?
The Flying Pig from Crossville, Tennessee, which you guys
Oh, wow.
probably know
That's
Kelly
a long
Shepard.
way away.
Yes. Kelly Shepard and Lisa Pugh, they were providing barbecue, baked beans, and potato salad. And I honestly feel that we're blessed to have him do this. He done it on his own. Nobody asked him. He just wanted to do it.
And I'm assuming a lot of that money's going to, even the food money's probably going to go to Scott as well.
Absolutely.
It's
yes.
a $10 cover fee just to get in to the night.
Okay.
And then it'll cover your food, and then you're on your own with your drinks.
The Kelly.
Yeah. And if you do
did the food on
not
his
want to
own.
come inside to eat, you can get yours to go. So it's
Yes, we
$10
have
is your
carry-out.
cover fee to get in the doors.
Nice.
We will have a jar set up there by the food, though, if anybody would like to donate extra.
Yeah.
And Kelly also is planning to provide for at least 200 people. And he said if barbecue runs out, he will order DiMaggio's pizza.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this is Kelly Shepard and Lisa Pugh.
Yes.
These are friends of Scott and Melissa's from over the years.
And then, so the food starts at, would you say 7?
Yeah.
And the music also starts at 7.
It'll be like a continuous thing. Go get your food, do whatever you need to do, and then you've got the entertainment that's going to last all night long.
I think the flyer said it had 2 bands listed, Pez and the Dispensers and
6 to midnight.
6 to Midnight, and then it said more to come. Did you end up with way more than you thought you would end up with?
We got
Overachiever.
lots of people. Are we ready for the list?
I was going to say, do we want to divulge that information? Sure. I mean, if you guys want to let everybody know who all the surprise acts are now,
Yes,
let's do
because
it.
we're getting ready to do a new flyer with all of the surprise people. The surprise people, this is how it's going to break down for the night. Peyton Dell is going to start the night off from 7 o'clock to 7:15. The previous band members with Scott are going to perform from 7:15 to 10 p.m., starting with Barry Steed with a band called River. Ronnie Paul Kingery is coming home, and he used to play in 2 bands with Scott. The first band was Advantage with Ronnie Paul Kingery, Mark Doan, Tim Mitchell, and Scott. And then they also played in the thing called Company, but I'll get into that one. LD Wolf and their band was called Long Hard Road, and those band members were Tim Mitchell, Sherry Stevens, Gene West, Jerry Pringle, and Jimmy Wolf.
Hold on, not to interrupt you, but old Gene West there, this has been a couple years ago. Luke was bartending. He's the only man I know of that's ever come into Gotzi's and actually ordered a double Ultimate Burger. So the Ultimate Burger is a cheeseburger, a bacon cheeseburger with pulled pork on it. He wanted a double one.
Oh, wow.
This sandwich was this big.
I can't imagine.
Oh, yeah, he ate it.
I've had that thing once, just a regular one, and I could barely finish it.
Holy cow.
It's
Crazy.
huge.
Wow.
Sorry, go
That's
ahead.
okay. We had to talk about food. Leftovers was another band that Scott was in, and those band members were Jason Smith, Steve Mallett, and Mark Rogers. The company that I was talking about earlier was also the band. The band members were the late Mike Gott, Ronnie Paul Kingery, Sherry Stevens, and Scott. LD Wolf was also in this band, and the drummer is also coming back, and his name is Don Hovey. Let's see what else I got. And then Luke Nelson from Carmine is going to be in performing from 10 p.m. to 10:15. Six to Midnight is performing from 10:15 to 11. And Six to Midnight band members are Josh Cronin, David Mobley, AJ McMahon, and Ben Young. And then the Pez and the Dispensers was capped the night off from 11 till 11:45. And those band members are Jonathan Pezzavento, Matt Lennon, Joe Simpson, and Zach Clark. And just so you know, those 2 local bands had actually volunteered to perform the entire night. Nobody contacted them. They are the one that contacted and said, we will do whatever you want us to do.
That's awesome.
So you got the previous people and the new ones that are really stepping up to help.
Well,
And-
that'll give those guys a chance to hang out and
Yes.
do stuff as well. So,
Correct.
I bet their feelings aren't hurt any, but that was nice of them to volunteer for the whole night.
The old band members was organized by Tim and Bev Mitchell, since they were more familiar with what the people could do and who could do what. So I really need to thank Tim and Bev for stepping in and doing that, because we didn't know who could do what.
Right.
So thanks to Bev and Tim on that too.
This may be the most bands in one night that I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Right.
It's a lot.
I didn't count them up, but there's at least 8 acts, I would say.
Oh, yeah. I would say the only bad thing is you'll have to leave once Pez and the Dispensers start. So.
I love it.
Oh, man.
So
11 bands.
11.
Bands.
Wow.
So from 7 until 11:45. So it's going to be a continuous
Oh,
thing
yeah.
the whole night.
That's awesome.
Holy cow.
So should we tell our listeners what's going on with Scott so they know what the benefits actually for?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, I think so.
You're the one that
All right. So
Don't try to pronounce it perfectly.
I'm
'cause
not. I can't even do it. I tried it earlier and it was like sriracha something. I don't know what it was.
So
What is it, Becky? Jump in there. Tell me what
it's
it is.
skin cancer. It's something that is formed off of the skin cancer, is how Melissa described it.
So I talked to Melissa earlier today, and it's a complex form of this cancer. So what exactly that means, I'm not sure, but I think it's kind of advanced form of this. So anyway, what's going on is he started off he noticed just a lump on the side of his throat and had it checked out and everything. Went to the doctor. They did some scans and some tests and everything. Ended up coming back this form of cancer. Lo and behold, the worst part about it is it's wrapped around his carotid artery, and he's been to numerous different doctors and medical facilities and everything. And March 5th, he is scheduled in Indianapolis at IU, and they are in with MD Anderson out of Houston. They're kind of doing a joint venture type thing, and my understanding is it's going to be a robot operation. I guess this is like a Zoom type thing. I don't know if they're like talking to each other while it's happening or whatever, but both of these hospitals are joint ventured into this and going to be on doing this at the same time. So, but it's not actually a doctor. It's going to be a robot doing the surgery. So
I would assume that is because it's wrapped around that artery.
I'm assuming steady hand, you
Yeah.
know, it's not like, you know,
lot
a
more
human
precision.
doing it or something like that. So it's going to be a robot doing it and everything.
Well, I mean, if we can land a rover on a planet however many millions of miles away, I got faith that
yeah.
I got faith that this.
I have faith that this will all turn out good. Like I said, it's March 5th, so I know he's going to be in the hospital for a few days. Not really 100% sure if he's going to be available to even do his event and everything. We'll have to see how everything goes after the surgery, obviously. But you know, that's kind of where we're at and what's going on. This, like I said, all started from just a lump on his throat and ended up being this. And it's large. I mean, it is a large mass now. I mean, it's very noticeable. So they need to get in there and do that. He was over at our house a few weekends ago and everything, and you can tell it's causing him some discomfort and things like that. So
So are they thinking that he might possibly still be in the hospital the day of the benefit, or he'll be at home recovering?
no, probably home recovering. I think for some reason 5 days is what's coming up into my head is how long he's got to be in there. So
We should get. If he can't make it, we ought to figure out a way where we could stream it for him.
That'd be great.
Carmike Cass needs to be there that night.
I think we could do that.
yeah,
I think that'd be good.
you guys
Yeah,
are awesome. You guys are amazing. You can do anything you want. So
We should
We could do that. No
set
problem.
up even a couple cameras, one on the stage or not stage, but wherever the band's playing,
Right,
so he can
right.
see the band, and then one facing the crowd.
the
That way
crowd, so
if
he can
can't-
see who's
Yeah.
there and just know that
Honestly,
everybody's there.
we could just stream the whole thing Facebook Live.
There you go. Off
I'm
of the event page.
assuming the Elks has internet.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, they do.
We'll talk. I'll talk
Yeah.
to the Elks. See
And
what we
that's
can
why
do.
you
That
guys
would be
rock.
Jeremy Pretch.
Yeah.
That's who
Yeah,
we.
I talked to him. We're gonna put our ads up on the TVs while it's going on too. So I'll talk to him. I'll get a hold of him tomorrow, maybe.
So, if there's anybody out there listening that, for whatever reason, can't make it to the fundraiser and want to donate, how do they go about donating if they can't make it the night of the fundraiser?
Heather Hosick has set up a GoFundMe account for Scott, and you can find the link under the Facebook event page.
Okay.
Or if they want to donate an item for the raffle, get a hold of me.
They're doing a raffle too.
Yes.
All right. Well,
Silent
before you
auction.
guys leave, I'm going to send you some Gotsy's gift cards then.
Great.
So,
Yes.
And then I need to thank some people before we get off here.
yeah, go ahead.
First one is Jeremy Pretch and Missy Allen, who always helps with our group whenever we decide to do a fundraiser. They never bat an eye. All the band members from the past and the new band members now. Justin James for doing the MC, because you never turn us down.
He claims he didn't know he was going to be doing that.
He
That
didn't.
He just learned when he saw the flyer.
He didn't until we were like, "Hey, by the way, we need someone," because we don't get out in front of everybody. We're just
I don't
kind of
either.
we're behind the scenes type.
Really?
Yeah. you're the mouth. No offense.
That's all right. I'll take it.
Kendra Carter, because she always says yes to whatever we ask her to do. She's been involved in many of our fundraisers, so I
Yes,
got to give
she
her
has.
credit. My BFFs, Tammy and Robin, for never saying no to whatever I get us into. And
So you guys got roped into this by her.
Always.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Becky's good at roping people into things.
She's the ringleader.
Yeah, in case you hadn't heard, we got banned on Facebook last year. That was because of me. I got them all in. And
Like Facebook jail band?
Oh no,
No,
like no
like-
jail, no warning,
Completely
no
lost
nothing.
everything.
bail? Or you got banned
life.
forever?
Yeah.
For
Yes.
life. Yeah, that was. My
What did you
fault.
do?
We don't really need to discuss it.
Okay.
But it was a group. We were admins on, and we had like 1,800 people that were following us. So it was all women, and it was just something that we had actually started into in March, and we, it was. They got in. They didn't say anything. They never complained when I got them banned. We lost their pictures. We lost everything from like 2000.
Everybody did?
Yeah, we
Yes.
lost everything.
Anybody that was an admin on that page
Wasn't there like
lost
15
everything.
of us?
Yeah, the local ones were Alicia Denning, us three, who else? Teresa Barger from North City. She lost her little kids page too.
What are you guys
Oh
like,
my
White County
gosh.
ISIS? What's happening? I'm so
Yeah,
confused.
they must have said the election was a fraud or something.
We were way past the election. We went way past the election.
Oh, geez.
But anyway, we got banned.
We had to
and-
start new pages,
Yeah, we
new
had to-
business pages, all
And
that.
then-
They're going to be
everything.
like flashing White County Mafia.
I don't know if we
signs
should
and
air
everything.
this. I think we're in cahoots now. I don't
then
know.
our
Remind me to
popular-
start packing heat in here.
So after we got banned, we start new pages. Took us like 20 minutes to get them signed up, and then we were all in Facebook jail within what?
I never
2
went to
days.
jail. You're the one that went to jail.
Okay, I got back in jail, and it was just be guilty by association. So I am on my third Facebook page, and then now we've all been banned on Twitter too.
Jeez,
lost
what is
Twitter.
going
Are you are you guys related to Trump?
Dude, if you get banned on Twitter, I thought Twitter was like the last one you could get banned
You're pretty
on.
famous, I'd say.
Yeah, the Twitter one though, the last two
I
pages
never
that-
started another one. I've
Yeah,
got
the last
lost
two pages we didn't even like, share, or comment on anything.
No.
It was just guilty by association.
They saw your name and they're like, nope. Big
So-
red X
Probably.
came up. Nope, get her off.
So yeah, now my new Facebook page, I'm not even spelled with my name correctly because I can't even come on with my real name. Yeah. So anyway,
Wow.
they never complained. So thanks, guys.
No,
I think we
she's
need to
always
end
like,
this pretty
hey,
quick.
we're doing this, and we're all like, okay.
Before we get banned.
So then I also need to thank the community for always coming together to help in the time of need, because we've always, I mean, we just had one last year that we did for Becky. It was a pretty big one too. So remember to mark your calendars for Saturday, the March 13th for the Scott Kittinger Day. Let's get out and support this amazing person that has always volunteered his time when others are needed.
Yeah.
So anyway, don't forget, March 13th, vendor fair, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The live entertainment by all the band members, $10 cover fee. The Flying Pig will be there. The MC for the evening is Justin James, the silent auction. So make sure you get a hold of Robin on that. And our volunteers that have volunteered to help so far that night are Chad Baxley, Heather Hosick, Sandra Ballard, Jennifer Carter James, and Nancy Carter. So if you still want to help, just get a hold of one of us and we'll get you help there that night. Okie doke.
And we appreciate.
Yeah. Also,
Oh,
don't forget,
everybody.
we do have T-shirts we're doing for fundraisers for Scott. Splash Ink out of McLeansboro have come up with an amazing design just for Scott. One of their employees grew up to be a huge Scott Kittinger fan as he plays the guitar himself. The shirts have Guitar Hero Scott Kittinger on them and are $20 each. Shirts are available for pre-order at Splash Ink's Facebook page, and be sure to like it. Or they will also be on hand at the vendor show and at the end live entertainment and food that night, where they can print the shirts up right then and there for you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're $20 a piece. Splash Ink has been amazing to work with for this fundraiser, and we definitely recommend finding them on Facebook and contacting them for any designs you might need.
And what's their
Greg
names?
and Crystal Baker are the owners of Splash Ink.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, they've been great to work with.
Sounds like a lot of people are stepping up and helping out,
Yeah.
which
Yes,
is
they have been
one reason I
wonderful.
like living in Carmi.
That's
Yeah.
exactly right. It's not the first time, that we want this to, obviously we want this to go good for Scott, but it seems like the community always steps up anytime somebody
Yeah.
needs help
Yes, they
or
do.
any kind of event like this. People come out of the woodwork and they
Yeah.
want to help and everything, and that's just great. That's one of the awesome part about living in not just Carmi, White County. I mean, because, you got people from North City, Enfield, Grayville, Crossville, just coming to help also. So
Right. It's our community. That's what we do. People want to help. They just want to help locally.
Yep.
Yep.
So that's what this is all about, helping.
And Scott did a lot of stuff for us with Jason for our music for all of our shows
Yep.
too. So
Yeah,
we're happy
when-
to help when we can somewhere.
When we
Good.
play the outro here, the bass guitar you're hearing is Scott Kittinger playing.
Yep.
So, well, guys, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it, and I'll see you. A week and a half. So, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. So, from Robin Haught, Tammy Coale, Becky Wheeler, Justin James, Skylar Anderton, and myself, this has been Carmi Cast, and we will see you next time.